You sentenced to the pits. Get in line. Keter shuddered. He was sentenced to the culling pits. Every proper Gaul court has two punishments: prison for minor offenses and the culling pits for worse transgressions. Keter is a convicted murderer. Killed his supervisor while that old bastard was on one of his drinking binges. Never saw it coming. Now Keter didn't plan to be caught, but nobody really does. With punishments, you are usually sentenced to prison or to the pits, but if one so desired, a prisoner could always choose to go to the pits. Hi. Just ignore it, Keter thinks to himself. Hello. Go bother someone else, Keter mumbles. Whoever's behind him couldn't possibly hear. Hey! Keter whips around. What do you want? He is immediately met with the image of the strangest creatures he's ever seen. A short creature standing at a pitiful 6 feet tall. This fleshy little being was quite fat. It has a patch of hair around the top of its head. The top of its head itself was quite shiny, though, as if its hair was running to the back of its head. In all actuality, it was quite comical to look at, immediately brightening Ketor's mood. Hi, I'm Gregor. Might I know your name? Ketor is stunned. Why should this little creature want to know his name? My name is Ketor. Typical bug name. Oh, I'm sorry, you're called a Gaul, right? Little bastard. If Keter weren't so confident in his ability to survive one day, he'd kill him right where he stands. Yes, Keter grunts out. So, do you know where to get a drink around here? I'm parched. Keter remains silent. The murmur of the other convicts keeps strong while the two are silent. I tell you, this culling pit business is a pretty good deal. One day here instead of a couple years in prison. I must say your justice system is kind of backwards. Ketor chuckles, his mandibles clacking together. This little Gregor doesn't even know what it's in for. The gates open, and all of the convicts begin filing through. They all enter a large chamber with several platforms raised high above. The convicts stare at each other questioningly. Ketor is sharp, though. He flips open his wings and flies up to the highest platform. He can easily keep this platform, killing any being who tries to contest his position. It is at that moment that the gates below open, revealing today's punishment. A light brown substance flows from the gates. Those beings that could not fly are soon slain by the liquid. Ketor begins wondering what a Gregor is. Such a strange creature, he must do research as soon as the day is over as to what they are. Keter's carapace deflects a blow from behind as he unfolds his spined hands, impaling the forek that attacked him. Enjoy the volesh, Ketor says as he knocks the forek into the liquid below. Ketor is lucky. He knows what the substance is. Volesh, one of the deadliest poisons to our kind. Ketor finds an intense thrill in fighting off the smaller Gaul and other aliens that desperately want his prime location. Maybe I should take up arena fighting. I've always enjoyed killing. It is at this point that the Volesh has risen to the level of the platforms, then stops rising. Those few that have not claimed platforms fly above or desperately try to cling to the greased ceiling. Either way, they will fail and certainly can't win a fight against him. He then hears a splashing nearby his platform accompanied by hysterical laughter. Ketor turns around and cannot comprehend what he sees. Hey, Keti! How can you survive the Volesh? What are you? Volesh? This is beer. Can you believe it? This is a punishment, the Gregor says, doing some kind of strange swirling motion with its arms that propel it through the Volesh. What kind of crime could send this creature into the pits? Ketor contemplates this as the Gregor lands himself on the platform with Ketor and tries to dry himself. Ketor barely notices. The Gregor leans over the side and takes a sip of the vile poison as Ketor works up the nerve to ask it. What crime put you here? Gregor responds. Well, for the question you asked earlier, I'm just a human. For the second question, it was a traffic ticket. Ketor laughs. This human chose the pit.